Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Guerilla Cross Radio.
Hey guys. What's the mood like after a night like tonight, man? Pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it was a great night. I was just saying to Laura, I mean, the matchmaking is just fucking awesome, man. And to see some of these fights play out. The last fight, I was like, when these two start engaging, this fight's going to be ridiculous. Two big, strong, well-rounded athletes, and boom, there it was.
I know you always say you can do this every Tuesday night. I know the matchmakers are like, calm down. But I mean, are they starting to come around a little bit? Or, I mean, as much talent as you're finding, are they saying, well, maybe we can do more of these?
Well, the thing is when you matchmake these type of fights with this type of talent, they're just the pool isn't deep enough to keep doing this, every Tuesday. To do this every week, you just don't have a deep enough pool, especially the quality of people that could get into the UFC and compete here. So makes it tough.
Will we still have a second run of this? I know you said
Yeah, they said no, and I say yes. So yeah,
maybe before the end of the year.
yeah, we'll do a second
Do you
season.
think it'll be Fight Pass only, or we talk to ESPN?
It'll be Fight Pass, yeah.
Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fighters. Nascimento, the heavyweight. As you were talking, it seemed like maybe you didn't want to go with them, like you didn't see enough, but you kind of said, yeah, we're desperate enough.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like when we have these fights that play out where I can see everywhere. They stand up, they go to the ground. There's wrestling, takedown defense, all these different things. But that guy's submission was so slick. It was beautiful, beautiful submission.
You said you already got a fight lined up for him in August. What?
Yeah, so Mick goes, you're not going to believe this, but I think I can get this guy a fight in August. I said, perfect. I love that.
You don't get sued?
No damage, quick fight. He's in shape. No need to cut weight, any of that stuff with a heavyweight, so it's perfect. No, I don't know.
Okay.
But Mick's got a fight for him.
With Cortez, you talked a lot about her story and everything. I wonder how much does that factor in?
Both their stories. I mean, when those two came out, I said, fuck it, call the fight off and I'll give them both a contract. This is the saddest shit I've ever heard in my life. Right? I mean, how could I seriously bum one of these two out tonight with this fucking stories? The one girl, her coach told her she's a loser and she's never going to amount to anything for 7 years. And then this girl we signed tonight, holy shit. I mean, it's awesome. But one of the things that we need to do a better job of with this show is getting those stories out earlier. Like, well, those stories should be out a week ago and let people see them and get more invested in the fights.
Cortez.
So what I do is when I come here today, when I got here at 4:45, I don't know anybody on this list. I don't know anything about them. I haven't read anything. I know nothing until I sit down at the table and look at the first fight. That way I'm not swayed by, I'm from Boston and Joe Lozon has this guy and Joe Lozon's boxing coach is one of my good friends and Stipe Miocic has the guy in the main event. I don't know any of this shit. So I come in clean, no bias, no, nothing.
Right. Cortez, she had a weigh-in almost a minute. She needed an extra hour and she had to cut like 1.5 pounds and she made it. I just wonder, like, had she missed weight, do you think you'd still give it to her?
No.
So it was worth it for her to make that sacrifice.
Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
With Cruz, no brainer after the flying knee, but I wonder, did you think he was winning the fight? Were you thinking about him before?
So when I look at it, and I'll look at the sheet here, right? So as I start to look at it and I watch these guys fight, and I see it start to play out. So Steve Wynn, he's undefeated. He's 6-0. If he wins this fight, he's 7-0. He's 26 years old. He's just about to go into his prime, right? 28, 29, you're in your prime. And I love the kid's style. He moves forward. He's got a great chin. He keeps taking shots, And as the fight goes on, Cruz is 7-2. I like undefeated guys. I like young guys and everything. But as the fight starts to play out, how do you not like Cruz? And you see, him picking him apart and also nailing this kid with shots that would finish most other people. And he's still coming after you, moving forward. And then the flying knee it just seals the deal. How do you not like? I can't wait to see this kid fight again.
Did you think he was winning the fight, or did you think that was a?
That's what we were saying too. Sean, Mick, and I were like, I'd love to know how this thing was scored, because it's fights like that are tough to score, and we were talking about that. We were going to find out what the score was, but we didn't.
last thing I want to ask you about Alexa, what you thought about, why you went with him and how much Stipe's call had something.
At one point too, Sean had heard on the headphones that the punch stat was like 134 to 132 in that fight with Cruz and Wynn. Yeah. So, I mean, that fight was so good and so close and so technical, and it was a fun fight.
Nice.
So, Stipe, no.
Yeah, but Alexa,
I mean, that kid, second flying knee, right after he got rocked with a big punch. The kid's 5-0 now, light heavyweight. Light heavyweight's one of our strongest divisions. We need guys, so home run.
And one of the guys that you hired on Contender was caught in the drug. He got like a contract and then he was caught.
Yeah, we're going to release him. Yeah.
I think that's just the case because he may be refusing and didn't have enough time to get clean when he was on the slot.
What's that?
Do you think maybe he was perhaps using and then didn't have enough time to get clean before he was up to the slot of the show?
You shouldn't be using anywhere for any reason.
What exactly did Steve say on the phone call?
He said, you got to sign my boy. That's what he screamed when I answered. He goes, he's the future. I'm telling you right now, you only saw a glimpse of what this kid's capable of doing.
Is that the first time UFC active UFC fighters called you?
Yeah.
Now they're all going to start doing it.
Well, no. So earlier tonight, Henry Cejudo's sister was blowing Sean up about, yes, exactly. I guess she trained with the Cejudos, and yeah. So I told Sean, throw a bunch of negative shit at her. Say, she's too small for the weight class. So Sean said, she said, Sean told her she's too small for the weight class. Said something about her striking. I gave him like 10 negative things to say to her. And then she texted Sean back and said, I'm going to slap you when I see you.
Hey, Dana, hey, Max Holler was in the building. We know we just fought this weekend. Were you guys talking business this week? Have you been spending time with Max at all?
No, it's the first time I've seen him since the fights.
How come he's in town?
I don't know. Vegas, man. Vegas.
Dan, I know you went on record and said before that the Ultimate Fighter was coming back. Can you kind of tell us again what the status is?
Yeah, so funny you should ask that. Pelagian is here tonight. Pelagian came. It's the first time he's seen the facility. I'm going to meet him for dinner right now. So Pelagian and I are working on the Ultimate Fighter right now.
Any sort of time frame as when
We'll figure that out tonight. Yeah, we're going to dinner. Literally, they're waiting for me for dinner right now.
You think they're going to fight that?
Me, him, and Borsari are going.
Fight that?
Yeah. I don't know. We're working on that.
Is that going to be something where you use the coaches' slots as two active fighters to build their fight, or are you going to go more towards the icons of the sport that just can help you make guys learn?
What's the question?
So sometimes with the Ultimate Fight, you see like two guys who are fighting in a few months, you want to build their fight, and then other times you see like Chantel come in.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to switch some things around, do some things different. But I truly believe that the Ultimate Fighter is so key in building young talent. This show is fun and guys come in, but what they have to go through with cameras in their face 24/7, being away from home, being away from their families and all the bullshit, hardcore training every day with these dream camps that are fucking built, right? Cutting weight, staying on weight. You'll never go through anything harder than the Ultimate Fighter. So if you can make it through the Ultimate Fighter and you actually win it, if you go back throughout history and look at the Ultimate Fighter and the fighters that have come off there, and it is the greatest training ground ever for up and coming fighters. It can't go away ever.
Do you think it'll be a tough sell to fighters, though, to go put themselves through all that when they can just come here, win one fight, and be in?
Nah. Nah. It's a big deal. When you come off the Ultimate Fighter, everybody knows who the hell you are immediately. I mean, you have all these weeks when we just left Fox, the thing's still pulling big numbers. It was the highest rated show for original programming on Fox for the entire 7 years we were there.
Do you think that that's what the Ultimate Fighter does make it a little bit better than this, is that you hear the story, you have the lead up?
Yeah, you learn more about them. The fighters have to go through so much more shit. If you ask anybody who's ever been on the Ultimate Fighter, they would never take it back. What they went through and what they learned and what they came out with at the end was invaluable. Even people that don't make it to the show demand more money in smaller shows. You come off the show, and it's like tonight. Like this kid that I feel bad about this kid. I always hate sending people away. But Daniel Rodriguez, he had a good showing tonight. He didn't have a bad showing. He had a good showing. He's 9-1, and he's a free agent right now, right? I just saw that the PFL picked up that other kid that everybody was bitching about that I didn't sign. You know what I mean? So he got picked up. The PFL gets this kid, and everybody knows who he is. He's got a story, and people know. So we'll see if there's interest for him to fight. But
Said it was the biggest deal of his life.
huh?
He said it was way more money than he's ever made before.
Yeah, and coming on this show, whether you make it or don't make it, just like the Ultimate Fighter, is huge. I mean, we look at the numbers. Sean O'Malley, when Sean O'Malley fought in the Contender Series, 3.3 million people watched him fight. So right off that show, I don't know if you remember, it was like either the next fight or the one after it, I co-main evented him. Fucking 3.5 million people watched him fight. He co-main evented coming right off the Contender Series. So win, lose, or draw on this show is good for you.
Is that like total views? Like,
Yeah.
Go back and watch it.
Uh-huh.
This is kind of
So to date, right now,
Okay.
3.5 million people saw Sean O'Malley fight in the Contender Series.
Because you said, that you guys, we don't do a good job at promoting these stories beforehand. So,
Right.
Getting people to talk to people
Yeah.
live is
But the Contender Series has been fucking killing it. But let me put it into perspective for you. 3.3 million people watched O'Malley. Yusuf did 3-point-something million. And the list goes, I can't remember everybody in line, but we have them all lined up. And Greg Hardy's first fight, he did 1.6 million viewers. So it's fucking huge. Think about that. These guys that come in here, nobody knows who they are. And those are the numbers that these guys are pulling.
One quick question, Dan, for you. I think I speak for everybody here. Watching you and your post-fight reactions is great. Has ESPN ever thought of putting a split screen or doing something with you, maybe showing you during the fights?
Well, they have it. They have a camera in front of me. They have 2 cameras in front of me the whole time. So,
Like, on the fight.
and it's not ESPN, it's us. We're producing this. Yeah, we produce the show.
Thanks, Dan.
So no, we've never thought of that.
You should do it. It's really good.
All right.
It's really good. Thank
We'll talk about it.
you. There you go.
Thank you. You guys done with me? Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.